Shalom. All praise and glory to the Most High, power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He is worthy to be praised for everything. Hallelujah to his glorious and holy name. So as always, we're going to start off with Colossians 3:17. Colossians 3:17. And whatsoever ye do, in word or deed, do all by Hashem Mashiach Yahushua, giving thanks to the Most High and the Father by Hashem Mashiach Yahushua, in the name of the anointed Savior. So all that we say and do is going to be in the name of the anointed Savior. We give thanks to the Most High and the Father in the name of the anointed Savior. All praise and glory to his holy name. So I'm going to look at more of, I went through slothful. I want to go through a little bit of judgment in a real way, a different way that the Spirit has brought me to bring it. I want to just look at Job 34:11. Job 34:11. It says, for the work of a man shall he render unto him, and cause every man to find according to his ways. You see? So what you do in these mortal bodies, oh yeah, he's going to render to you. Render it right back to you. And it's amazing because even with the wicked, you look at Wisdom of Solomon, the 11th chapter, look at Wisdom of Solomon 11:15. It says, for the foolish devices of their wickedness, wherewith being deceived, they worshipped. Serpents, void of reason. It was worshiping serpents, as it is today. Void of reason. And vile beasts, instead of all these different type of beasts that they worship. Thou didst set a multitude of unreasonable beasts upon them for vengeance. You hear that? Both sides, they were worshiping these things. Serpents, snakes, and beasts. The Most High did send a multitude of unreasonable beasts upon them for vengeance, that they might know that wherewithal a man sinneth, by the same also shall he be punished. For thy almighty hand that made the world of matter without form, wanted not means to send among them a multitude of bears or fierce lions or unknown wild beasts. Yeah, unknown wild beasts. There are beasts on this earth that we don't know about. Or unknown wild beasts, full of rage, newly created, it says, newly created, breathing out either a fiery vapor, that's like the dragons they show, breathing out either a fiery vapor or filthy scents of scattered smoke, stinking smoke, or shooting horrible sparkles out of their eyes. Say, whereof not only the harm might dispatch them at once, but also the terrible sight utterly destroyed them. Just seeing them. Many people just die. Just from the Most High. Yeah. And without these, might they have fallen down with one blast, being persecuted of vengeance and scattered abroad through the breath of thy power. Thou hast ordered all things in measure and number and weight. All things at a certain time. That's why you say, see what it says? The Most High in verse 15 said, thou didst send a multitude of unreasonable beasts upon them for vengeance. This goes right along with the scriptures. I mean, scriptures tells you that's, go to Ecclesiasticus, Ecclesiasticus 39 and 28. Ecclesiasticus 39 and 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. This is what it say. These are spirits. Say fire and hail and famine and death. All these were created for vengeance. What else was created for vengeance? We just read this. Listen. Teeth of wild beasts. See, there they are. Teeth of wild beasts. And scorpions, serpents. Same thing he said, you worshiping these serpents. Then we have serpents kill you. And the sword, whatever means of ordnance that they have, guns, weapons, are created for vengeance, punishing the wicked to destruction. They shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth. That's what we're reading about. When need is. And when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word. They're not going to sin against the Most High's word. When he tell them to do whatever he want them to do, them spirits, they get into and created all these different things to make whatever he wants to happen, for his vengeance to happen, people, from the Most High. But see, our people, they're not afraid of the Most High. They don't fear the Most High until he jack them, and then they want to act like, why do you do me like that? Because you're wicked. Because you're not doing what he say do. If you don't do what he say do, then you're wicked. You don't want to follow his laws, statutes, commandments, then you're wicked. You don't want to follow his rules and regulations, then you're wicked. Look at Wisdom of Solomon 12 and 1. It says, for thine incorruptible spirit is in all things. Hear that? His incorruptible. Not corruptible, not wicked, but his incorruptible spirit is in all things. Therefore chasten thou them by little and little that offend. You're getting chastened. So we love it. He say he chastens. So he chastens you little by little that offend. And warned them by putting them in remembrance wherein they have offended. That leaving their wickedness, they may believe on thee, O Most High. Leaving your wickedness, you may believe on the Most High. Instead of continue to do the same thing over and over and over again, Mashiach Shai is not going to the Most High on your behalf. You can call him all you want to and say, you're going to be one of them that say, look, we did this in your name and that name. You'll say, depart from me that work iniquity, I never knew you. That's why it's very important to hear what he's saying. Why you have the opportunity? Because you could die right now. In your wickedness, in the way you think. Doing it your way. Your way ain't never going to work. Not to the kingdom. We only have one way. Hamashiach said, I'm the way. He said, I'm the way. Show you how to follow the truth, which is the laws of the Most High, that's going to lead to everlasting life. Say, no man come to the Father but by me. So how you going to get to the Most High if you have a relationship with a Mashiach Yahushua? Tell me that. Listen. Verse 3. For it was thy will to destroy by the hands of our fathers both those old inhabitants of thy holy land. Destroy them, whom thou hatest. Why? For doing most obvious works of witchcrafts. See, a lot of you don't realize you're involved in witchcrafts when you're going against the Most High. You're going against what he say do. Because who's on the other side of the Most High? Shaitan and all the wickedness that you can think of, and evil, and breaking the Most High's laws on the left side. You understand this? The Most High made us righteous. He said, hey, you can eat of the tree of life. Live forever. But don't eat of what? The tree of knowledge of good and evil. So the Most High, look at what he says. The Most High says in verse 1, for thine incorruptible spirit is in all things. See? Incorruptible. Most High is not evil. He's not evil. He's incorruptible. So therefore, there's no corruption, a corruptible spirit in him. In the Most High. He's incorruptible. He have an incorruptible spirit. So therefore, he said, hey, don't eat of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. So don't eat of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Told us don't do that. But what do? We ate of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. He said, when you eat of that, you surely gonna die. So we died physically and spiritually. We died. That's why our people call themselves Gentiles, thinking that they've been grafted in with someone that don't even know anything about any kind of grafting in of. And you have little sisters say, well, who are we grafted in among? When we ourselves are the ones that anyone gonna be grafted in, they gotta be grafted in among us as the children of Israel. Who the Most High say he know, he don't know nobody else. Amos 3:1-2. You only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities. We the children of Israel. You know, he says in Psalm 81:5, when Joseph was in Egypt, he ordained the new moon feast while Joseph was in Egypt. He said he went through the land of Egypt where he heard a language that he didn't even understand. Because remember, he gave all these nations their languages through the Tower of Babel. They built this great new world order under Nimrod. Most High changed their languages. They couldn't communicate with each other. Scattered them, you know. So this is real. You got to look at, okay, well, all the nations' gods are idols. So what we're going to do? We're going to learn the way of the heathen like he told us not to? That's in all these different religions and so forth. What do they serve? You can't say they're serving the Most High. They going to their church assembly on the first day of the week. Look at the calendar. He said the seventh day is the day you're supposed to honor me. You got 7 day Adventists. Are they following the laws, such commandments of the Most High? No. They are the feast days. Most High say, these are my feast days. You got the Sabbath. I don't know if they had the Sabbath right, the way it's supposed to be done. So, I mean, there's so many things that you look at that we as a people are off. Most High didn't give us no religion. If there's a religion that started by some man or woman, then it wasn't given by the Most High, ordained by the Most High, because what religion is in the Bible? It's the only law, statute, commandments. Having faith in the Mashiach Yahushua and fear in the Most High. That's it. Anything other than that is off. Religion comes from a Latin word, religio, which means to hold back, keep down, restrain. All of that from what? From knowing the Most High. From knowing the true Hamashiach Yahushua. So listen. Wisdom of Solomon 12:4. Whom thou hatest for doing most obvious works of witchcrafts and wicked sacrifices, and also those merciless murderers of children and devourers of man's flesh in the feast of blood, with their priests out of the midst of their idolatrous crew, and the parents that kill with their own hands souls destitute of help, killing little children. That's why I say they was sacrificing blood and say doing all these things of witchcraft. Merciless murderers of children. Yeah, that's what we did. Following the way of the heathen. And say our ways compares the ways of the wicked. We taught the wicked ones our ways. We put flavor in wickedness. That the land which thou esteemest above all other, the land of Israel, might receive a worthy colony of the Most High's children. Nevertheless, even those thou spared as men, and did send wasps, forerunners of thine host, to destroy them by little and little. Not that thou wast unable to bring the unrighteous under the hand of the righteous in battle, or to destroy them at once with cruel beast, or with one rough word. Hear that? Most I could have killed them with one rough word. This our power. Who could say they got a power like this? You're not going to exalt him? He said he could have killed them all with one rough word. We would go to battle, almost I say, just go to sleep. We go to sleep, wake up, 149,000 laying on the ground dead. Sometimes most I said, oh, you get nothing they have. That's how he took care of us. Don't worry about the spoil. Just move on. Listen. But executing thy judgments, what we talking about tonight, upon them by little and little, thou gavest them place of repentance. See? Gave us place of repentance. Not being ignorant that they were a naughty generation. See? And that's what you think we have now. A very, very naughty generation. People doing all kind of madness. Like there was in Sodom and Gomorrah. That's why you got to burn this place up. Like he did Sodom and Gomorrah. And that their malice was bred in them. They angry out, you're angry out there, you don't even have a reason to be angry. You got a problem with somebody, nobody know you have a problem with them, but you angry with somebody, don't even know them. They don't even know you. They don't even know you mad with them or angry with them. Malice without a cause. That's what it say, look. Naughty generation. And that their malice was bred in them. And that their cogitation would never be changed. Never changed. Where it was a cursed seed from the beginning. Hear that? Where it was a cursed seed from the beginning. So do you fall into that category or you fall into the righteous seed? Either you righteous or you cursed. Either you blessed or you cursed. You right or you wrong. That's what he's saying. Listen. For it was a cursed seed from the beginning. Neither didst thou for fear of any man give them pardon for those things wherein they sin. For who shall say, what hast thou done? Or who shall withstand thy judgment? Who going to say, what have thou done? Who going to withstand the judgment of the Most High? When he sent on my Shekabashai, to bring a true judgment representing him. Or who shall accuse thee for the nations that perish? Who gonna accuse the Most High for the nations that perish? He let you know, it tells you in Isaiah 60 and 12. Everyone you see now, let you know, they're not gonna be there. Look, Isaiah 60 and 12. For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yeah, those nations shall be utterly wasted. Right? So he's telling you here, in verse 12, who shall say, which one are you going to say? Because a lot of you don't believe, but what you going to say this? What hast thou done? Or who shall withstand thy judgment? Who going to stop the judgment of the Most High? And the Mashiach Yahushua. Or who shall accuse thee for the nations that perish, whom thou hast made? You know that? They don't want to serve him. Say those nations are going to perish. We just read in Isaiah 60 and 12. We're reading it here too. Or who shall come to stand against thee, to be revenged for the unrighteous man? Huh? Which one going to stand up for the unrighteous man against the Most High? You know, Mashiach Yahushua, who's hanging out with Michael, out of the archangel of war, coming back to judge and make war. For neither is there any power but thou that cares for all, to whom thou mightest show that thy judgment is not upright or unright. Neither shall king or tyrant be able to see his face against thee for any whom thou hast punished. That you know the Most High ain't playing. But people are taking this lightly. It's a judgment coming. And whoever died and came back and told you there was a judgment that they felt. You know about it in the Lazarus and the rich man. Because he said, hey, go back and tell my father and my 5 brothers that they don't have to come to this place of torment. He wanted Lazarus to dip his finger in some water. Just his finger in some water to take away the suffering they was going through and the pain of the flame. But here we are, taking it lightly like, hey, I can handle it. Shoot. You get a burn, you start hollering. Ah! What your whole body be cast into the lake of fire. What you gonna do then? That's why it's important that you see this and change. Become a new creature. Be born again. Don't allow this to happen to you. As much as possible. The only way you're going to not is to know what this word is saying concerning what he's saying. All praises to his holy name. Say, for as much then as thou art righteous thyself, thou ordereth all things righteously. So everything he does is ordered righteously. No matter how we look at it, it's ordered righteously. Say, wow, that's. I hear people saying, no, wow, that's cold. That's cold. But it's still righteously from the Most High. Thinking it not agreeable with thy power to condemn him that hath not deserved to be punished. Hear that? Thinking it not agreeable with the Most High power to condemn him that hath not deserved to be punished. For thy power is the beginning of righteousness. And because thou art the most high power of all, it maketh thee to be gracious unto all. For when men would not believe that thou art of a full power, thou showest thy strength. Both sides show off. He coming, he show off and he show out. When men don't believe that thou art of full power, thou showest thy strength through a hurricane, through a tornado, to that volcano we showing off in Hawaii. Said a blast like a bomb went off from the volcano and hit a boat, a yacht, I think. These are the acts of the Most High. Tidal waves, snowstorms, you see, fire. We just read about the spirits that come from the Most High for vengeance. They on this earth, waiting for his commandment to bring it forth. But you think he can't touch you? You untouchable? Is that what you think? In your mind? Don't look at me. I'm just a messenger. But you hear what he's saying. You can read it over yourself. You should study to show yourself approved to the Most High anyway. But this is what he's saying. For thy power, the Most High power, is the beginning of righteousness. And you know, to be righteous, you got to keep his laws for us. And because thou art the Most High of all, the power of all, it maketh thee to be gracious unto all. Meaning not getting something that you deserve. He hold back. We got Mashiach Rashai there to hold back them flames. Most High is consuming fire. For when man will not believe that thou art of a full power, thou showest thy strength. And among them that know it, thou makest their boldness manifest. See? That's why we prophesy. We read Isaiah 29:6. You're going to be visited with other Most High, with all these disasters and so forth. This Most High show his strength. When it comes down to people are not believing in him, then here, bam, here it comes. And it's going to be like a woman in travail, he said, in this word. I mean, a woman having a baby. You see all these disasters happening back to back to back to back to back. You ain't got to wait that long, not no year, not no months. Happening within the weeks now. Pretty soon it's going to be days. Like a woman having a baby. The contractions are far apart. They get closer and closer and closer together. That's why you see all these horrible things happening in the earth. It's from the Most High. Because it says, for when men will not believe that thou art of a full power, they don't want to believe that the Most High is of a full power, thou showest thy strength. And among them that know it, thou makest their boldness manifest. See? We that know it, we make our boldness manifest. But thou, mastering thy power, judgest with equity, and order us with great favor. But thou mayest use power when thou wilt, anytime you want to. Verse 22. Therefore, whereas thou dost chasten us, thou scourgest our enemies. He chasten us, we the children of Israel. But he scourges our enemies 1,000 times more. You hear that? 1,000 times more. Because we got double. He said he's going to get them double, but he said he's going to scourge them 1,000 times more. Yeah, he's chastising us, we the children of Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel, but he's going to get them 1,000 times more. This is what it says. Therefore, whereas thou dost chasten us, thou scourgest our enemies 1,000 times more. To the intent that, when we judge, we should carefully think of thy goodness. And when we ourselves are judged, we should look for mercy. See? That's what it's all about. And mercy is not getting something that you do deserve. But the only way you're going to get that mercy is to be in order with the Most Highs. Then the Mashiach Yahushua, who's coming back to judge and make war. You're going to bring the judgment of the Most High. The Most High is giving him all judgment and put in the Mashiach Yahushua's hand. But he's going to judge according to the righteousness of the Most High. He's going to be saying, thou shalt not murder. Killing all of that murder. Look at 2 Timothy 3:16. 2 Timothy 3:16. All scripture is given by inspiration of the Most High. You hear that? What we read just now is all of this. What we're going to read is given by the inspiration of the Most High, and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, to correct somebody, for correction, for instruction in righteousness. And we know righteousness in Deuteronomy 6:25 says it's the keeping of the laws of the Most High. That the man of the Most High may be perfect. So when people say you can't be perfect, if you follow in righteousness of the Most High, that the man of the Most High may be perfect, thoroughly furnished unto all good works. So that when the books are open, your good works is going to show forth. The good is what? The law is good. The Most High is good. And His laws are good. That's it. Your actions got to be according to the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High. In the way you operate in this world, in these mortal bodies. This isn't hard to figure out. It's just a matter of you really just accepting it. Job 34:12. So all these words that we're going over tonight and have gone over is by the inspiration of the Most High. Job 34:12. Yeah, surely the Most High will not do wickedly. Remember he said He's incorruptible spirit. Surely the Most High will not do wickedly. Neither will the Almighty pervert judgment. It's going to be a righteous judgment. It's going to be nothing else but murder. It's going to be a righteous judgment upon each and every one of us. That's why it behooves you to do what's right before it's too late. Because we don't know how long we have to live. This could be our last day on earth. Poof, now it's the judgment. So hopefully you've been doing what you're supposed to do. People that just left this world, poof, they're gone. Go to the book of Psalms 62:12. You just want to do right by the Most High. Psalms 62:12. Also unto thee, O Most High, belongeth mercy. So unto the Most High belongeth mercy. For thou renderest to every man according to his work. See? He renders to every man according to his work. What you gonna do? What have you done? What you gonna do? What you doing now? What you gonna do in the future? That's what you gonna do. What you gonna do in the future? What you gonna do now? What you've done in the past? What you now? Gotta endure to the end. Most High gonna render to every man according to his work. That's the judgment. Verse 11. Say, the Most High has spoken once, twice have I heard this, that power belongeth unto the Most High. See, power belongeth unto the Most High. He spoke once, twice have I heard this, that power belongeth unto the Most High. If you want to believe and accept it, otherwise, you on your own. I mean, you got to understand this. If you don't accept what the word is saying, he said your prayer is abomination. Even when you pray is abomination. Because you refuse to accept this for you. Everything that's being read and said is pertaining to all of us. Nobody's exempt. None of us. Believe this. We all in this together, people. Look what it tells you in Proverbs 21 and 18. 16, Salakia. Proverbs 21:16. The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. So there's a congregation of the dead. That's a dead state of mind that's not going to get this. Because they don't like to learn. They don't like to learn this. They learn something else that has no significance, or your whole part of being on this earth is to deal with what the world offers you to deal with to keep you from studying, to show yourself approved to the Most High. So you ain't approved to the Most High, so you're dealing with Satan. You're wicked. You're unrighteous. No matter how you look at it, if you don't do what he say do, either you're going to do what he say do, or you're going to be cursed. You trying to be blessed, you're not going to be blessed, you're going to be cursed. We done read it. I mean, you can read it over and over again. You need to. So to penetrate your mind, you'll realize you got to do what he say do. It works. It works, people. He's not a man that he should lie. You can say to Most High, you said this, I'm doing this. Please, 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 have mercy and grace upon me. You only have mercy and grace upon the children of Israel. So please look upon me and bless me. Instead of the curses that you see and you put yourself in by not doing what's right. You wonder why things don't be right you want them to be, because no matter what you do, it's not going to work because of the fact of you not doing what you're supposed to do according to how a man's supposed to be, how a woman's supposed to be, how the children's supposed to be, how everything's supposed to be in this earth, in order, under the guidelines of the Most High. Because it's right here. Even the trees, after his kind. I mean, everything is after his kind. Believe this. Most High created everything by Mashiach Yahushua. See, we want to try and find some other way to do whatever we want to do, however we want to do it. That's the reason why there's been so much suffering and death. Most High killed us. Do y'all realize when I say you're going to take that mercy and grace as it's written, all of us, that's going to be a lot of death. Jacob's trouble to the utmost. But when they mess with one of his anointed, then he's coming back. But all these things going to happen during that time that he says in prophecy, it's going to happen. Look at Proverbs 17 and 20. He that hath a froward heart findeth no good. Hear that? And he that hath a perverse tongue falleth into mischief. You know, you findeth no good. You got a froward heart, froward mind, you findeth no good. You ain't gonna follow what the Most High say do. You wicked. It says, and he that hath a perverse tongue falleth into mischief, always running their mouth about something negative, or talking stuff that they shouldn't be saying. And what is it? What is this? All this is based on what? Proverbs 16 and 18. Pride goeth before destruction, and an haughty or prideful spirit before a fall. See? Better it is to be of a humble spirit with the lowly, those that don't have much, those that are poor in spirit, than to divide the spoil with the proud. Divide everything that the proud done got. Because the Most High looking upon it. Remember, you're going to be judged by your works. So he's telling you. Verse 7. It say, when a man's ways please the Most High, when a man's ways please the Most High, whatever you doing, please the Most High, his works please the Most High, he maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him. So I think that's very important for your works and your ways to please the Most High, that your enemies can be at peace with you, rather than all the time jacking you and dealing with certain things that you wonder, why is this happening? Because you ain't pleasing the Most High. Your ways are not pleasing the Most High. Why can this happen to me? Why it happened? Why is this not happening for me? Because you're not pleasing the Most High. See, the Most High he got his way in this world. He created everything. Everything is created by the Most High. Believe this, people. See, people have their own little way of trying to come up with their own understanding. But listen to what it says. Job 12 and 16. With him is strength and wisdom. The deceived and the deceiver are his. You hear that? The deceived and the deceiver are his. But he told us before that, with him, with the Most High's strength and wisdom. Wisdom is the proper application of knowledge, people. The deceived and the deceiver are his. He tell you, look, the earth was given to the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof, Job 9:24. Look, the Most High said, look, Proverbs 16 and 4. Proverbs 16 and 4. The Most High have made all things for himself, even the wicked for the day of evil. So he made them for the day of evil. And here we are, in the days of evil. From the time he came into power, it's a day of evil. That's why he said, if you please the Most High, he make even your enemies be at peace with you. So we coming back to the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High. The Most High gonna make our enemies be at peace with us. Look at Joseph. The Most High didn't make his enemies be at peace with him? Yeah. He was raised up as a Pharaoh. But after Ramses died. You see? Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego raised up. Mordecai raised up. Diligent with what? The word of the Most High. Did not sway one way or the other. Stayed steadfast. Being Mashiach. Understanding this. It's like King David. Yeah, he messed up, but what did he do? Read them Psalms. He repenting. Those are Psalms that he's talking about. Talking to the Most High. Prophesying as a prophet. We can go in there and see what he says, because nothing happened during his time with the other nations. You see some other nations that's doing something to us, oppression. No, they did not oppress King David or King Solomon, his son. He put them all under subjection to Israel. That's why in Acts, the 1st chapter, the 8th verse, they crying to a Mashiach Rashai, telling him, when you gonna restore the kingdom to Israel again? Yeah. They longed for that. That was, what they had, the law and the prophets. If they didn't know about King David, what Mashiach Rashai said, hey, whose son is Mashiach Rashai? They say the son of David. Say, why do David in spirit, through the Holy Spirit, say, the Most High said unto my power, or Mashiach Yahushai, sit thee on my right hand until I make thine enemies thy footstool. They couldn't ask him no questions no more. They weren't ready for him. It was too deep for him. See? So, we got to please the Most High. And if we please the Most High, you'll see that things will work out for you in such a way that you would not believe. Beyond imagination. But you cannot let anyone that's faithless cancel out your faith. Because what's faithless? You can't tell me if I'm praying to the Most High that my prayer doesn't mean anything. So I believe. That's faith. I believe in the Most High. And that's something that you hope for, the evidence of things not seen. It's not seen, but I'm hoping for it. I pray to the Most High that it happen. And to see it happen over and over and over again, I mean, come on. Your testimonies of faith. But nobody take your faith. You're believing in the Most High. You say, hey, you please the Most High, you may give your enemies be at peace. You wonder why you having all these problems because you ain't pleasing the Most High. You got to rethink yourself. Do a self-examination. Just put self-examination. I've done many lessons on that. The praise of the Most High. It's always good to go over. To humble ourselves before the Most High. Before He gets you. You know, it tells you in Hebrews 10:31, it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. So we got to humble ourselves. Tell you knowledge puffers up, but shoot, more I've gotten, more I've become humble. And look for those like Ezra's. You're not like that. You want to be all prideful and you see, pride comes before a fall, destruction and before a fall. Look at Proverbs 12:14. Proverbs 12:14. A man shall be satisfied with good by the fruit of his mouth. What he's talking about. And the recompense of a man's hands shall be rendered unto him. So when you look at this, it says, a man shall be satisfied with good by the fruit of his mouth. So it's talking about through the fruit of his lips, what he's saying, he's going to be filled with a lot of good things. Just as working with his hands or working to get his money is rendered unto him. Same way. So if you say things that's going to be detrimental to your well-being, you're going to have to pay. But it should be just the way you doing whatever you're doing with your hands or your work to be rendered a payday. That's what it's all about. In the end, whether it's carnal or physical payday, or it's a payday that's spiritual from the Most High, the Mashiach Yahushua, they come to pay us for working in the vineyard. Look at Proverbs 24:10. If thou faint in the day of adversity, if you faint in the day of adversity, thy strength is small. I've seen brothers faint in the day of adversity. So their strength is small. No matter how bad they try and be, brothers ran. Always talking about they like the hardcore. When it came down to adversity, they ran. If you faint in the time of adversity, thy strength is small. A whole lot of brothers got small strength. Why? Because when this go down, you know what's going to go down. Because who's going to be standing? So then shall a righteous man stand in great boldness in the face of such have afflicted them and made no account of their labor. When they see it, they shall be filled with terrible fear. Who going to rise up for me against the evildoers? Who going to stand up for me against the workers of iniquity? A righteous man going to stand in the times of adversity, because you're going to have the faith in the Most High to know that He's with you and with us. Because when they touch the Most High's anointed, the ones that He have chosen, to be his 1/3 and 144,000 come out of that 1/3. Oh, it's on then. That's when you're going to see 2nd Ezra 13, 9 to 11 come into effect. And they all going to stop the war that they have with themselves to look up at Mashiach Abishai coming to the 4th dimension, 3rd dimension, 2nd dimension, 1st dimension. And he's going to burn them up. Everyone that's going against him. Ain't going to be like these movies, Independence Day and Armageddon and 2012 and all these different movies they making. Nah. End result is in the Bible. He said you're going to burn them up, every one. Ain't going to be nothing but the smell of dust. It'll be nothing but dust and the smell of smoke. Dust got a smell too. Them dead bodies burned, oh yeah, they're going to be smelling. Dust and the smell of smoke. So they're going to burn every one of them up that come against them. That's what's written. 2nd Ezra 13, 9 to 11. So they're going to stop the battle that they have with themselves. Just look up and get ready to fight a Mashiach Yahushua. They're going to be scared, but they're still going to fight, it says. So it behooves you not to be a part of that. That's the end result. It's all here. Tell you what they're going to say and everything. Those that are alive that make it through that. Not the ones that's coming against them. He's going to burn all of them up. That's the Army, the Navy, the Marines, Air Force. Every power that these nations have, they're going to join together to fight a Mashiach Yahushua. As it is written. Where you going to be at when that time comes? Proverbs 24 and 10. If thou faint in the day of adversity, thy strength is small. If thou forbear to deliver them that are drawn unto death, and those that are ready to be slain, if thou sayest, behold, we knew it not, does not he that pondereth the heart consider it? So we ain't know anything about it. You hearing it, or you turned away from it. Or you didn't want to hear prophecies of the Most High, the word of the Most High, His laws, statutes, commandments, the true faith in the Mashiach Yahushua, not what these religions are teaching, but understanding Him for who He is, so He can know you and say, depart from, not say, depart from me, you that work iniquity, I never knew you. You don't want that. You want to make sure that He know you, that the Most High know you. They don't burn you up. He's a consuming fire. What part of that you don't get? He said, the earth is my footstool. Put your